Hey, it's David Wilson, the Business Savage. Listen, do you need to grow your network in 2021? Do you need more connections in 2021 because you need to make more sales in 2021? Because you need to make more money in 2021? Well, I have something for you. It's a free video and a free script on how to connect anyone to anyone, anywhere, for any reason, without the fear of rejection. That's right. You never feel rejected ever again, because that's the biggest hurdle that we face, that rejection. I'll show you how to never face that again. Go to www.thenorejectionconnection.com. That's www.thenorejectionconnection.com. Watch my free video and get started today.
This is William Eastman, Managing Partner for GrowthWorks Media and Station Director at IBGR. If you listen to any of our broadcasts, you know we consider all entrepreneurs part of one family. People who are the heroes of our societies because they put their soul into the game and risk failure for everybody else. We want to meet and get to know everyone, like having a family reunion. Plus, to provide the highest quality of programming, we need to hear from you. The place to start is to become a subscriber. Every week we will send you our broadcasting schedule, links to show notes, and occasionally a gift like something practical from our toolbox. It is simple to do. Go to our Join Us page, sign up, and become part of the most important global community, entrepreneurs. Never forget, we create over 50% of the jobs around the world. We look forward to meeting you.
Thriving International Business Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Tracie Hines Lashley, is broadcasted live every Friday at 11 a.m. on IBGR.network. Download the IBGR app to connect with Dr. Lashley and her team. Women in top management positions, business owners, and executive leaders are in lower numbers than their male counterparts. Women tend to shy away from high-power positions. Men and women face challenges that can lead to discouragement. However, this show is focused on educating and uplifting women in business. Some of the show topics are: power of being a woman in business, strategies to excel in building workplace relationships, how to embrace emotional intelligence for business success, challenges and opportunities for women in business, the power of storytelling in business, how to solve business problems like a boss. Think like a boss, act like a leader. Find out more at the ligsllc.com or drtracielashley.info. That's drtracielashley.info.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back. You are listening to Women of Business Thriving on the IBGR network. Woo! I cannot believe it. We're halfway finished. We are doing a recap of the season, and it has been exciting. So one of the things I want you to do is make sure you have the app, because I want you to download the podcast. I want you to go out, download the app, and click on the podcast, because you have missed a lot of juicy information if you haven't missed my shows. And you might want to go back and just do a quick recap, find out information that you missed also. So another episode was aired on, it was Power of Being a Woman in Business that we just discussed before. Now I want to talk about strategies to excel in building workplace relationships. Now, in this episode, I gave a lot of juicy nuggets. And some of the things that I really talked about that I really want you to go back and listen to was learning how to embrace your strengths and weaknesses as business owners. Be intentional about developing relationships and avoid allocating time the wrong way. You want to do it effectively. You also want to make sure that you provide assistance the right way. Build relationships with other women inside and outside of the company. It is very crucial that we do this, and always be respectful of other people's time. So to give a little recap of this one, some of the things of the importance of relationships in the workplace: improve teamwork and collaboration. You hear me talk about teamwork all the time, and I'm always talking about teaming up and thriving. And the reason I do that is because, to me, it is very important for you to know that you cannot do it alone. There are so many things that we say, okay, I can do this, so let me go ahead and do it. But do you know how much time you waste trying to figure it out, or even doing administrative work that, keeps you knee deep in your business? No, you want to work on your business. You want to be able to go out and make these connections. You want to be able to come up with the right strategies and let your team handle those parts, the administrative pieces. Have an admin assistant. Another thing is improved employee morale. We hear all the time about boosting the morale of the staff. You want to make sure that morale is high. There is nothing worse than going to a job that you hate. And increase employee productivity. When employees are hyped, they're just excited, they want to come to work. Whoa, you get a lot of work out of them. Trust me on this one. I always celebrate with my staff. I always make sure they're okay. And one of the things that they know, that someone call you Miss Tracie or Dr. Lashley, but some of the things they know is going to happen is we are going to eat. We are going to celebrate, because I believe in celebrating our wins, even the small ones. I would send out an email and saying, hey, great job, so-and-so, we're excited. Hey, take an hour off, just go and take your shoes off, relax, and get home earlier, whatever you want to do with that hour, and you'll still get paid for it. Well, we call them 59 minutes. So it was like, you can't give people an hour off. Okay. So we just take a second off and say, you got 59. We'll take a minute off. 59 minutes. Okay. And you will be surprised at how that just motivates them to just, hey, let's do more. I want a 59. So that might be something that will be fun for your organization as well. And some more things that I talked about was the benefits of healthy relationships. And as women, we are strong believers in this. We want our relationships to be healthy, be strong, listen to each other, communicate openly and without judgment, trust and respect each other. Whew. When you say trust and respect, both. I shared so many stories during the season, and trust is a topic area that is very heavy on me, because if your staff doesn't trust you, you won't get much work out of them. And I have explained and provided examples of me not trusting, my leadership, in a particular company. And when you lose that trust, you won't respect them, for one. You respect their position sometimes, because I've seen people who wouldn't respect you at all or your position. They rather just leave the company, and you can lose some great people that way. But when we talk about trusting, they have to trust you. Don't lie to them. Don't, try and sugarcoat everything, or don't keep them out. Trust your staff enough to where you can be open and honest, and they'll start to trust you. And remember details about each other's lives and engage in healthy activities together. Remember, I was just talking about how we love to eat. Yes, we eat a lot. And it is okay. It's funny because when we do this, we always hear people complaining. It is mainly leadership, like, well, they're over there eating all the time. They're just too close. They're more like a family. And guess what? They see that as a negative, but I see that as a positive. I want my staff to be comfortable around me. When they are comfortable around you, they open up. And I can tell you about every one of my staff members' spouse, if they have a spouse. If they don't, I know about that as well. I know their children. I know the schools they go to. I even know their activities. And that's great. So when something happens, they trust me enough to be honest with me and tell me what's going on in their life. And that's very good. You need that. And so we also talked about ways to build workplace relationships. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but I want you to go back and actually listen to the podcast. I said something about understanding strengths and weaknesses. Yes, we all have weaknesses, and embrace, our weaknesses, not only the strengths. Schedule time to develop relationships. I know we all are busy, but we need to have downtime or schedule time to where we work on relationships, because we never know we're going to need someone else's help. And guess what? If you have a good relationship, help is on the way. And also know when to ask for assistance. Don't try and do it alone. It will end up biting you. And you don't want that. And be present in your workplace as well. And I want to talk about one other thing before we take a break. It's very crucial. I talked about ways to start building solid relationships with women at work. And matter of fact, I want you to go to the podcast. I want you to listen to this one, because I want you to hear every single detail and not just pieces and parts, because it's very crucial. So I want to get into one other thing that I highlighted during this episode. Well, not this episode, the next one. I want to get into this before we get to the break, on how to embrace emotional intelligence for business. And the reason I'm going to say this one very quickly is because I want you to listen to this episode. I really, really do. There was a lot of information in here that you need to know. And some of the highlights were self-awareness and the awareness of others are key in business EI, emotional intelligence. And also, leaders must be sensitive to staff's emotions. Managers must understand and motivate staff. Managers must understand the importance of effective communication with staff. And I gave so many details on this that I want you to go back and listen. I mean, really listen to what I'm saying. And a positive response rate from employees is granted when treated with respect. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk about a little bit more for you.